I'll try the beef jerky again. I need the milk. I don't need like a couple more. It's not that much pancake, maybe like 4 left. And if I'm gonna buy pancake again, at me Jeremiah. Anybody do not buy a presidential pancake. It's not a good pancake. So how do you know when you're gonna buy it? Oh, you wanna see it? Oh, you gotta show people. So recipe for the best recipe is potato pancakes. That's when I used to teach cooking grade 9, grade 10. So yeah, I'm also a chef. Did not get self-taught. Well, kind of. My great grandmother used to always put me sit down, talk about like shadows and spiritual stuff. She always talked about rolling calf. Oh man, it was the scariest thing. I used to think all these things are stories. Well, just the other night, last night or whatever, I think. Start thinking about it. My grandmother used to teach me about the shadow world. Being a kid, not knowing. But picking out each rice, each black grain out of a rice pot. So I wonder how come she always chose me to pick these rice, because I have good eyesight. So I don't know if my great grandmother was teaching me about eyesight, or teaching me about, the dark matters, to pick them out of the crowd. All these things you have to wonder being young, because that's what God told me to remember when I was young. Yeah. So everything's making sense. Nobody knows to tell the future. But when you prepare for it, you see it. And the next thing that everybody needs to learn about is when the word become you. And the word become it. And then you become it by the word. So it's like changes. New Year's, making resolution. You gotta stick to the words. Dude, where you running to, man? You gotta help. I'm not doing this. You're not a guest. You're my bloody wife. Fucking common law shit sucks. No, are you gonna put a ring on my finger? Cheap ass. You know that video is the sickest video though? It's the 6 things that you should know about a relationship and the 6 things that you should never date a woman. That video, and it said never date a broke woman. Because she's always gonna depend on your bank account. Seriously, hon? Are you gonna help? How? The eggs? Nobody's watching this thing anyway.
But if you cook the sausage, my egg, cheese omelet.
The what?
If you fry the sausage with it, to make an egg cheese omelet.
An egg cheese omelet.
Like scrambled eggs.
So come show me.
Did you fry some vegetables?
I don't hear you. No, I want you to come help.
So, what you're saying is I'm just hearing that they're not allowed to issue the report. So if they're not allowed to issue the report, that's the way it should be. Because he was thrown off the case in disgrace. Why should he be allowed to write a fake report? It'll only be a fake report. That's great news. Good.
If I can just put a comment. Many Americans are angry that we're sending millions of dollars.
She paid for this phone, man. She wants to break it.
Do you anticipate?
It's not even believable. Billions.
Okay, I don't know why this thing there, so I'm gonna get off
billions
the
of
truck.
dollars to essentially the Taliban,
Hey,
Afghanistan.
Trump, you're live.
And
Logan
that's
Choy,
given by
Mr.
Biden.
Choy.
That's the same man that took away $50 to $60 trillion worth of value from the United States. They could probably our most valuable asset.
Is
Took
that
away
they,
our most
are they
valuable
talking
asset.
about us?
This can't be allowed to happen. We are now a nation of common sense. When he does that, 625 million acres, This can't be allowed to happen. Thank you for the information.
When they have millions
Most other
of
people
acres,
probably knew about it, but they
this
wouldn't
can't
have
happen.
told
Are
you.
they trying to say that they're coming? What are you doing? The pancake.
Yeah, we will fix it.
Time magazine that bringing
You're
down
not
prices
hot.
would be very hard. So what can the American people expect when you get into office?
It's always hard to bring down prices when somebody else has screwed something up like they did. But we'll
Yes,
bring them down. We'll get them down. Energy's going to bring down prices. We're going to have a lot of energy. And energy is what brought it up. Energy and their bad spending is what brought it up. Energy is going to bring it down. We're going to have prices down. I think you're going to see some pretty drastic price reductions. As an example, food, bacon, ham.
Did he say bacon?
Apples, everything has gone through the roof. It's one of the reasons I won. So as you know, and I said it, inflation was one of the reasons I won, but I think the biggest reason I won was the fact that they are allowing prisoners to come into our country. They released their prisoners, their murderers. Thousands of murderers are now walking around the streets of our cities and farmland all over. Murders, people that have killed. Many 32% have killed more than one person. They released them from their jails, their prisons, and their mental institutions and insane asylums into our country. I believe that's the reason we got such a large vote. Maybe one or two more questions? Yeah, please, go ahead. Go ahead, you go.
Can you
Difficult cookie we can make. Make? Hey, one of y'all have to do breakfast. It doesn't work doing breakfast together.
No, look, I liked him as a man. I disagreed with his policy. So, hey, he thought giving away
why
the
is
Panama
Trump
Canal
on
was a
anyway?
good
What the
thing. I
heck
think
is
it
this?
cost
My
him the
live
election.
video goes to
That or
Trump.
the hostages. I actually think that was a bigger
What's going on here?
factor because that's a deal that just
And
shouldn't
then it says
have been made. But again, this was a question that was asked of me. I didn't
Why?
bring it up. I didn't want to bring up the Panama Canal because of Jimmy Carter's death.
How is this
But
possible?
people don't bring it up, but you and other people have asked me about it. No, it's a deal that I was very strongly against. I was a young guy when this took place, but just why would
Hey,
we
I'm
spend
live.
all of that money?
Hi, look at this.
Lose
I'm live.
38,000
I'm
people
live
to
being
malaria,
live.
the mosquito.
Can I go on it? Hey, where's
They
your
were
phone?
dying. It was horrible what was happening. They paid them 4 times
That's
more
pretty
than they
cool.
would make in the United
Never
States,
figured shit
but
out.
they knew they were
Oh,
going
shit, I'm
to
live.
go over there and die. And they died in the jungles of malaria. There was nothing we could do to stop it. 38,000.
Yes.
And then we gave it away for $1.
Butter.
through Congress, you appeared to open the door in your radio interview yesterday for 2 bill approaches. It's still your preference for one big.
Well, I like one big, beautiful bill, and I always have, I always will. But if 2 is more certain, it does go a little bit quicker because you can do the immigration stuff early. Now, you have to understand, for immigration,
Wow, hon, this
we want
shit is
the
life
base on the
for
wall.
real,
They
man.
tried to sell the wall for 5 cents on the dollar, by the way. Immigration stuff early. We had, fortunately, a judge that stopped that. But they were already discarding the wall. And 5 cents in the dollar, you know what they were doing? They were calling us up and saying, we'll sell it back to you at 200 cents. In other words, double what we paid for it. So they were going to buy it from this guy for 5 cents in the dollar. They were making deals. Unfortunately, we had a very smart judge that stopped the cold. I think he called for an investigation, too, and he should. But think of it. They were selling the wall. That was exactly the wall that the Border Patrol wanted. That was designed by them. Steel, concrete, rebar. Exactly as it was. Very, very heavy steel, very powerful steel, hard to cut. Very, very heavy, 7,000-pound concrete, which is a very strong concrete. Everything was top of the line. Very expensive. Would be double what we paid for it then 6 years ago. But let me just tell you, they were selling it for 5 cents on the dollar to people, and those people were calling us,
So
asking
this
us
one you
to
gotta
pay
cook
them
for
200
everything?
cents.
Okay, I'm not gonna do
because
Trump anymore. Trump's on pause. Okay, no people really saying everything. That's kind of weird. How can I not do this? Huh? How can I do that?
So you're making an omelet?
I think that's what
Or do you want to?
Some people shout out his name, take us away, and take all the pain, so we can pray. We say, shout out now, shout out Brown, and say grace. So take us
You're
away
hungry, yeah?
from captivity, and let some people shout out his name. Take us away and take all the pain so we can pray. We say, shout out now, shout out Brown, and say,
It's a weird live video, I'll tell you that.
so take us
So everybody hear about Trump?
from
And Trump saying?
captivity and let
So you know what I mean? So it's all about learning.
people
So sometimes, you know, you're gonna lose a lot of view on things too. So it's a sacrifice.
take all the pain so we can pray.
No one knows my struggle, they only see the trouble. Not knowing it's hard to carry on when no one loves you. Picture me inside the misery of poverty. No man alive has ever witnessed struggles I survived. Praying hard for better days, promise to hold on. Me and my dogs ain't have a choice but to roll. No one knows my struggle, they only see the trouble. Not knowing it's hard to carry on when no one loves you.
So I'm kind of happy right now I get to do all of this.
No man alive has ever witnessed struggles I survived. Praying hard for better days, promise to hold on. Me and my dogs ain't have a choice but to roll. No one knows my struggle, they only see the truth.
So you know, you only see the struggle.
We can pray, we say. Some people shout out
Right
his
now,
name.
the problem is, how do I go back now? So I can show you guys some different videos. So live making breakfast. So that vegetable's too high, so I gotta turn that down. So you know what I mean? Make wifey make that for dinner.
I'm making an omelet.
What are you doing?
You want omelet or?
That's just pancakes and rain and not ready yet. You're just
I'm
interrupting.
gonna put it in here.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna mix it.
You need more butter first.
Are you gonna put the sausage with
You
it?
need more butter.
You
And you should put the sausage first. It's pretty good. Okay, hon. I need a next video of you. So I'm trying to see if the world would understand anything that's going on and that's logical. So this is a good one
Anyone
too.
could read it. It was classified by the CIA. We only learned about it a few years ago when it was declassified. But the CIA only released 57 pages of the original 284-page manuscript. And those pages have been, in the CIA's own words, anyone could read it. It was classified by the CIA. We only learned about it a few years ago when it was
So there's a lot of things.
The road of history.
So this lady was like, did one speech, got written up, you know what I mean? Not written up. She got read.
The road of history.
No, I don't understand. Tell you to write it out. I don't know why you keep trying to force this thing in my mouth. Shit. That's what you get. Somebody trying to take care of you. So, you know, these things are annoying, but you gotta respect it. It's weird what life is. When you live and grow and you learn. So let's see the next video. So she's ruined every one of my videos, so I might as well do a video with her. So you guys want to hear about Trump? Let's see what Trump
It's a good deal because we can have it immediately. And you know what immediately is? Just leave it in place. No. The papers haven't written that. You understand? That deal is like all the other things that these people do. These people
is that what he's calling us?
either hate our country or they're
These
very
people
stupid.
hate our country?
And I don't believe they're
Is he
stupid.
like mad at
Nobody
Canada,
can
bro?
cheat on elections like they cheated, Mr. Stupid. They either hate our country or
Oh, they're talking about his
You
own
don't know the
people.
driver.
So remember what I said, because nobody
You
wants to
relax on a
report
plane.
it. They were selling the...
When you don't know the pilot. You relax on a boat. When you don't know the captain. So why not relax in life? Knowing that God is in control. Just keep doing your work like the driver. You relax on a bus, you don't know the driver.
It's pretty cool.
You
Right?
relax on a plane
Oh,
when you don't know the
good.
pilot.
Mm-hmm.
You relax on a boat.
See that?
When you don't
That's
know the
how you make somebody do something for you.
So
You
why
just
not
tell them,
relax
yo,
in life?
you need to do it. I'm
Knowing that God is in
busy.
control. Just keep doing
She
your
wanted
work
me
like
to
the
make her
driver.
breakfast sitting down playing
You
her
relax
game.
on a
Now I'm
bus.
playing on my phone.
You
How
don't
you
know
like
the
it?
driver. You relax on a plane when you don't know the pilot. You relax on a boat when you don't know the captain.
Alright, so
why not relax
live
in
video.
life?
So see if I find anything else
Knowing
for you
that God
guys.
is in control.
But understand who's in
Just keep
control.
doing your work like the driver. You relax on a bus. You don't know the driver. You relax on a plane. When God puts a dream in your heart, nobody can stop it. Nobody's no competes with God's.
It's a good video.
When God opens a door, he opens a door that no man can shut. And when he closes a door, no man. When God puts a dream in your heart, nobody can stop it. Nobody's no competes with God's. Yes. When God opens a door, he opens a door that no man can shut. And when he closes a door, no man. When God puts a dream in your heart, nobody can stop it. Nobody's no competes with God's. Yes. When God opens a door,
I just
he
don't want
opens
to
a
eat
door
your
that no man can shut.
tastes like crap.
And when he closes a door,
Cook it.
no man. When God puts a dream in your heart.
How to identify a rough diamond. In the state of a rough.
Hey, new
Logan
species.
Choy found a new species in the Umber River at Old Mills. This is a blue. The species looked like a snake, but has teeth like an eel. So I threw it
No,
back in the
seriously,
water.
this thing is scary as hell, okay?
Logan Choy
Like, I found a damn
new
alien.
species in the
People
Umber
like, you
River
ever met
at
an
Old
alien?
Mills.
I found one and I had to
This is a
save
blue.
it.
The species looked like a snake, but has teeth like an eel. So I threw it back in the water. It was on. Logan Choy found a new species in the Umber River at Old Mills. This is a blue. The species looked like a snake. So I threw it back in the water. It was on. Logan Choy found a new species in the Umber River at Old Mills. This is a blue. The species looked like a snake, but has teeth.
I'm sharing my thing. So, you know what I mean? She's gonna hate me for doing
So I'm
all
gonna
this.
mix it
So
all
right
together.
now, she's gonna be mad at Oliver, you know?
Okay.
There's a little. That's good.
I'm putting this stuff in.
What happened when you find a species or alien? Yo, this thing is weird. Answer your phone. Answer. I don't know what it says about answer. Yeah. What do you call this thing? We're still live, you know.
I'm gonna wait until the pancake's done and then put it in there.
No coffee. And thanks for making breakfast.
So I threw it back in the water. It was on. Logan Choy found a new species in the Umber River at Old Mills.
So how do I do this? You make a green screen with a green screen? Making a green screen? Yeah, but you know what, huh? The camera don't work well. This is how you make pancake and omelet. And when you want someone to make you breakfast, you gotta trick them, okay? Because they want to sit down and play a game and play on the phone while you cook. No. Pancake and omelet for breakfast. That's the nature of this.
Old Mills. This is a blue. The species looked like a seal, but has teeth like an eel. So I threw it back in the water. It was on. Logan Choy found a new species in the Umber River at Old Mills. This is a Florida. The species looks like a seal, but has teeth like an eel. So I threw it back in the water. It was on. Logan Choy found a new species in the Umber River at Old Mills. This is a Florida. The species looked like a seal, but has teeth like an eel. So I threw it back in the water. It was on. Logan Choy found a new species in the Umber River at Old Mills. This is a Florida. The species looked like a seal, but has teeth like an eel. So I threw it back in the water. It was on. Logan Choy found a new species in the Umber River at Old Mills. This is a Florida. The species looked like a seal, but has teeth like an eel. So I threw it back in the water. It was on. Logan Choy found a new species in the Umber River at Old Mills. This is a Florida. The species looked like a seal, but has teeth like an eel. So I threw it back in the water. It was on. Logan Choy found a new species in the Umber River at Old Mills. Logan Choy found a new species in the Umber River at Old Mills. This is a Florida. The species looked like a seal, but has teeth like an eel.
I want to let you go.
But has teeth like an eel.
You know I'm still live? What the hell? Really? Okay, seriously, we need to finish breakfast. Is there anybody even on this? Like, why does it not show us like, oh, somebody's live? No, it's us. Ain't nobody else watching this, man. I'm sure they're not.
Wall for 5 cents on the dollar and trying to resell it back to us for 200 cents or less, but for 200 cents on the dollar. That's a nice return.
Stop putting fact checks on the post on its website. Meta said today would stop putting fact checks on its website and instead allow community.
Well, I watched their news conference, and I thought it was a very good news conference. I think they've come a long way. Meta, Facebook. I think they've come a long way. I watched it, and it was very impressive. I watched it on Fox. I'm not allowed to say that. Say it?
I think he's directly responding to the threats that you have made to him in the past.
Probably.
The last time you were here, you were asked a question about the U.S. possibly launching a preemptive strike on Iran. You said you wouldn't answer that question.
On who?
Obviously, on Iran. The U.S. launching a preemptive strike on Iran's nuclear facilities.
And I said, I don't talk about it. It's a military strategy.
Military what?
Well, it's not really, because only a stupid person would answer it. Look, it's a military strategy, and I'm not answering your questions on military strategy. All right, one more. Brian, go ahead. Brian.
Could you give us a preview of what you might be talking to leaders of Congress who are expected to come here the next couple of days? And you've got a very supportive
Congress behind you? Yeah, they're great.
Dave, is he going
So
to war?
we have a wonderful Republican Congress. We have a leader that I have a lot of confidence in. I think he's going to be hopefully a great leader, a great speaker. And we have a leader, by the way, in the Senate. I think has been great. John Thune has been doing a fantastic job. But it goes through the House first, and the question is whether or not we do the two bills or one bill. And I can live either way. I like the idea of the one big bill, but I can live either way. But they'll be coming down. The senators also will be coming down, and then ultimately we'll be meeting in the White House in a few weeks. But right now, this is the winter season. They sort of call this the winter White House. It was built. I don't know if you know this. Marjorie Merriweather Post and E.F. Hutton built this. It was the greatest of all the estates in our country. And I saved it, and I got a lot of credit for saving it. Most of these big, great houses have been knocked down in Palm Beach. Just about all of them, actually. And you built 10 mansions on one site, but we saved it. But this was built as the Southern White House, and she gave it to the government. And by the way, Jimmy Carter gave it back. He said it's too expensive for the United States. So I didn't realize that.
I was just told.
Actually, Jimmy Carter, Nixon was through Watergate. He came down. Nixon came here once, and he thought it was incredible. But he had a thing called Watergate, if anybody remembers that, and his mind, to put it mildly. And Jimmy Carter felt that it was too extravagant for the country. So fortunately for me, he gave it back to the foundation, and I bought it from the foundation.
Some Republicans saying in trade for a massive bill that you and they share the interest in, they want to see big spending cuts. Do you agree with that?
Well, I'm okay with spending cuts. I like spending cuts. I'm on the record for spending cuts. And the debt ceiling was given to us. It shouldn't have been, but it was put in our lap. And what I want in terms of debt ceiling isn't the ceiling. I just don't want to see a default. That's all I want. I never talked about spending more money necessarily than all I want to see is no default. Because nobody knows what would happen if there was a default. It could be 1929 and it could be nothing. But that was put into our lap. And it shouldn't have been, but it was, and so we'll handle it. But debt ceiling is not about raising a lot of money. It's really just about extending it. I just want to see an extension.
Sir, on immigration, how much can you do by executive order? Are you planning to do on executive order when it comes to immigration? And how much do you want Congress to tackle this issue? And also on day one,
well, I had the safest border in the history of our country by far. You remember the famous chart that I brought down. I love that chart very much for a lot of reasons. But I have the safest border by far in the history of our country. And when I took it over, it was a mess. Nothing like it is now. This is 10 times worse. I got elected because of the border the first time. Wow. And I think I got elected largely because of the border the third time. And the second time I did equally well. Well, not as well as the last time, but I did very well. And I will say, this was too big to rig. You know the expression? Too big to rig. They couldn't do it. They tried, but they couldn't do it. I didn't get very much from Congress at all. I just said that we're being invaded, and I took the money out of the military. Much of the wall, I built over 500 miles of wall. Much of that wall was built through money that I put into the military. We took it out because we couldn't get things from Congress in those days, and we took it out. And that wall was built largely with money coming from the military.
Trump ended up not knowing what state of mind he's in.
Our country is being
when he's
invaded.
Being prime minister and when he's being a boss.
Very similar. Nothing like what's invading our country now. They weren't releasing prisons into our country.
Right?
They weren't releasing mental institutions in, but some bad dudes were coming in. Right?
And nobody understands leadership.
I said, our country is being invaded. And I took that money largely from the military. I was sued 9 times by the Democrats in Congress, and I won all those suits. And we ended up building 571 miles of wall. Once that wall was built, they started going around. So we're going to add another 200. That would have been up in 3 weeks. And then we had a very unfortunate election result. And they said, we don't want to put it up, we'll sell it. And they started selling it for 5 cents on the dollar. What a shame.
I'm a businessman, you know what I mean?
So we'll do this again. I just want to thank everybody very much. I'm just telling you, this will be the golden age of America. This is the golden age of America. We're going to have a great country again. We're a country right now under siege. We have so many different problems, and nobody respects us overseas, but now they do. The Italian Prime Minister, as you know, came here the other night, just flew in and flew out. She wanted to see me. And great respect is being shown when I went to the cathedral in France. Great respect was shown by the Prime Minister, the President, by everybody. France was, and by the way, I have to say they did a great job in the cathedral. But great respect is being shown to our country again. And we have a great country, but we have to run it properly. It's going to be run properly. We want to get back those hostages for Israel and for us. You know, we do have people that are hostages being held. And I'll just say it again. If this deal's not done with the people representing our nation, by the time I get to office, all hell is going to be with you. Many things are happening that are exciting, very exciting for our country. And we're honored to welcome one of the most respected business leaders in the Middle East, indeed the world. He's a founder and chairman of Damac Properties, Hussein Sejwani. Very respected gentleman. And I'm thrilled to announce today that Damac will be investing at least $20 billion over a very short period of time into the United States, and they may go double or even somewhat more than double that amount of money. It's a great thing, and I believe he will say that he's doing it because of the fact that he was very inspired by the election. They wouldn't do it without that election. I can tell you a lot of people wouldn't. You saw last week where we have somebody who's going to go from 100 to 200 billion dollars, and we have many other people, and we'll be bringing some of them out. Some of them like to do it somewhat more quietly, and some don't. And
it's Trump kicking me off guard. See that? Now, who's live? Hey, babe. There's 4 people live watching us. Okay, so we're gonna go back cooking before they leave. Let's go. Let's finish. Hon, let's finish the breakfast. Come on, people are watching. Hello, hon. Seriously, you're gonna burn it. Are you gonna put the cheese in or not? Man. All right. Come on, don't be shy.
No, you ruined it already.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, it looks fine. I'm putting that cheese in.
Well, it has to look longer.
Well, there's a sausage, but you already did everything. You already did the vegetable. You stir fried it. The egg's not gonna take long to cook.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. You just want it.
It's not there.
I'm putting the cheese. So sausage, vegetable, but you stir fry the vegetable instead of steaming it. So then the sausage, you cut up your sausage and you fry your sausage, you know, simmer. And then your pancake. To make good home fried pancake, you need, I would say, babe. I want you to do the stuff.
No,
Put the cheese
not.
in.
I'm not.
Just help.
No.
And then you're gonna complain about me doing it? You sure we're not putting cheese on top? Why would you put cheese in it, actually? So, how do you do breakfast? So cereal.
So strongly about the country that they
back to Trump.
want to let people know about it. But it's an honor to have such a great investor investing in our country. The investment will support massive new data centers across the Midwest, the Sunbelt area, and also to keep America on the cutting edge of technology and artificial intelligence. He's very big into the data centers, and that's going to be a very hot item in the coming years, as you know, with
I want you to come help me.
AI. In particular, the first phase of the project will be in Texas, Arizona, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, and Indiana. Those places. And Hussein, I'd love you to come up and say a few words. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Trump is finished now?
Thank you, Mr. President. It's been amazing news for me and my family.
Right.
When he was elected
Where is he?
in November.
Huh?
Been
Would you
waiting
come?
for years to increase our investments in U.S. to very large amount of money. We are a company operating in more than 20 countries around the world. We have delivered more than 45,000 luxury units and another 45,000 in the pipeline. In data center, we are in 10 countries around the world, in Asia, Europe, and Middle East. And we're very, very excited now with his leadership and his open strategy and policy to encourage businesses to come to U.S.
Everyone's finished. They're all watching the Trump news. Okay, we're the only one left. That's it. Shit's done. As soon as I smoked a fucking cigarette, everybody left.